Hi everyone, welcome back. We're looking at this little framework that I created to find the absolute most ideal team player that everyone should have in their teams to get things done quickly, at low cost, and with low friction. Having this person really makes life a dream and a breeze. And there is the other end of the scale as well, where if you don't have these people in your team, it can be a bit of a nightmare to go to work, and it's full of blockers and terrible things happening and people talking and whispering and gossiping and all the rest of it. So let's dive straight into what makes up the ideal team player and what to look out for on the other end of the scale as well. First of all, I'm not the only one who has found this. Jim Collins, in his huge, extensive research in Good to Great, actually found that having the right people on the bus made a huge difference for the outperforming companies. The companies that outperformed others by huge margins over long periods of time. And having the right people on the bus involves a person who really wants to get to a goal. So you've set them a goal, they have something they want to achieve in your business to make it better, to bring about a project or to improve something, whatever it is. But along the way, we often find that there are blockers that get in our way. So we sort of try to go this way, we try to go that way, we try to go the other way, and we sort of have to figure out a way through it or maybe go around to try and get to our goal. And it takes 10 times as long, and maybe sometimes we don't even get to that goal at the end of it because of all of those blockers, things blocking us, things that maybe it costs too much, maybe people aren't willing to help, maybe people are actually trying for us not to succeed, and that sort of thing. So imagine if that happens to one person, but now imagine if it happens to everyone, or 10 people, or 20 people, or 100 people in your organization. Now all of a sudden, the good things that you could be bringing about, products to market, imagine, for example, if the iPhone had all of these beautiful people working on it, but they were blocked at every turn and they couldn't quite get to what they wanted. Just imagine that. Imagine if the iPhone never came to be because it was just full of a company that blocked things instead of driving forward and trying to get the best result and collaborating and seeing the answers quickly. And that's what brings us to the framework of the most ideal team player. You see, on the left, we've got a person, we want them to be smart. But it's not just smart, it doesn't have to be book smart, it doesn't have to be IQ smart. What we're wanting is for someone who can see answers quickly. So if you explain something, even something complex, then they can actually see the connections between those things. They can see the answer quickly. You don't have to explain it over a day. They can see it after a 5-minute conversation. And once they have seen this complex thing, they can actually simplify that as well. They can simplify complex things. So that is the definition of smart in this case. You want smart people on your team. But you also want collaborative people on your team who respond quickly to requests, who seek common ground so that you can find the way forward together instead of butting heads and never getting anywhere at all. And they work together and not against. So if we are high on the scale of smart, where we're seeing answers quickly, and high on the scale of collaborative, where we're working together and responding quickly and working and seeking common ground with people in our organization, then that's when we have our ideal team player. This is the person that you want in your team. If you have a team full of these people, then life is much, much easier. That's the person that you want to hire. That's the person that you want to grow and support into these behaviors as you're managing a team. Now, there are other quadrants here as well, so let's look at them. As we said, someone who can see answers quickly to new things and complex things, and who can simplify complex things for you as well. If this person can't do that, maybe they're low on that scale, they can't really, it takes them 3 days to understand. Now all of a sudden time is starting to drag on though. But they're extremely collaborative, so they're willing to help. They're going to work together with you no matter what. They're going to support you, and they're going to find common ground. So now you have the lovable fool. You can still work with the lovable fool. It might take longer for them to see the answers, but they are not going to butt heads. They're going to respond quickly and still try and get things done. Now, of course, there's still 2 quadrants left. And the first one is the sociopath. Now, it's a terrible name, of course. Like, it sounds terrible. But think about it. This is someone who's extremely, extremely smart. So high, let's say 10 out of 10 on the smart scale. But they're not looking out for anybody else. They're only looking out for themselves. So their collaborative scale is very, very low. So if you've got someone who's only looking out for themselves, but who is extremely smart, what does that give you? Exactly, it gives you a sociopath. Have you ever come across someone like this in your work? I'm hallucinating. Probably the answer will be yes. And, sometimes we ourselves are these traits without even realizing it in some circumstances. It ebbs and flows, and sometimes we have good days and sometimes we have bad days. But we really want to try and move towards that ideal player most of our days, even when we've had a bad night's sleep or all the rest of it as well. So you will come across the sociopath in your world who's extremely smart and they only look out for themselves. And really, they're the person who you don't necessarily want in your team, because they're not going to be supporting those ideal team players who are looking out for everyone else. In fact, potentially, they're going to be taking advantage of those people, aren't they? So lastly, we've got the blocker. Now, you could call this person many other different names if you wanted to. I've used the blocker for a nice PC term, but they're not very intelligent, so they don't see answers quickly. And also, they're not very collaborative, so they don't really want to work with you at all. They don't respond quickly. It takes a week to get back to you. They actually may actively work against you in some cases. So this person is the blocker. And again, you might have a different term for this kind of person. Have you ever worked with someone who maybe doesn't see the answers quickly and isn't very collaborative in your own organization? Again, I'm probably hallucinating. The answer is yes. We all have days like these, and sometimes we have years like these, and sometimes we have many people in certain departments, organizations, or companies who are these ways, and sometimes we have some people who are all these ways, but oftentimes it's a mix. And my point in showing you this framework for finding the ideal team player is just so you can be aware of someone who sees those answers quickly, who can simplify complex terms, and who also responds quickly and seeks common ground and works together, not against. Then you will find that you have a way more happy work life as you hire and grow more of these people in your team. And really, that's my ultimate aim, is to give you a happier work life, because we spend so much time there. Why not be happy? I hope this has helped you in some small way. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.